Biz Leica olarak hem akademi hem galerisi altında sadece store değil, çeşitli kültürel faaliyetleri birlikte yapmaya çalışıyoruz. Bu sene ona ağırlık vermiştik. Bu sene, geçen sene. Bu sene artırmaya devam ediyoruz. Artırarak devam ediyoruz. Bugün bir Leica Store'da bir ilk gerçekleşiyor. Dünyadaki ilk kez bir Leica Store'da canlı bir müzik tarihi konuşması, dinletisi, performansı sağ olsun ustamız tarafından izliyor ve görüyor olacağız. Bizler için tabii fotoğraf çekmek bir keyif. Ama fotoğraf çeken herkesin sanatın her dalına açık olması gerekiyor ki hakikaten o kişisel içindeki sanatçıyı ürettiği fotoğrafa yansıtabilsin. İstiyoruz ki Leica denilince sadece ürünün hiçbir önemi yok. O ürünle esas ne yaptığınız çok çok önemli. O yüzden bir Leica kullanıcısına hep tavsiyemiz içindeki sanatçıyı geliştir diyoruz. Makineyi unut, makine olabildiğince saydam olsun. İşte kişilerin, bizleri severlerin, Leica dostlarının makineyi unutabilmesi için de sanatın her dalından ilham almaları gerekiyor. İşte biz de o ilhamı verebilmek için bu tür ufak diyeyim, etkinlikleri çapımızda düzenlemeye çalışıyoruz. Hoş geldiniz. Ben sözü daha fazla uzatmadan sevgili Ricardo'ya bırakıyorum. Maestro.
İyi akşamlar. Mikrofon zor bir şey ya benim için. Türkçem çok zayıf. O yüzden konuştuk dedik. Yani belki Türkçeden konuşabilirsem biraz komik olabilir. Ama olsun. Or I speak in English, but English. Ne yapayım? İngilizce değil mi? İngilizce.
Biraz İngilizce biraz.
Tamam böyle biraz. Zor olduğu zaman İspanyolca. Ben müzikle yani uğraşıyorum çünkü çok seviyorum ve mostly çünkü başka bir şey için hiç yeteneğim yok. Bu doğru. Ama müzik için zaman verdim, dinledim, uğraştım, merak ettim. Ve tabii ki bir saat içinde yani müziğin tarihi falan anlatamıyorum kesinlikle. Ama düşündüm böyle bir fast özel bir şey yapabiliriz. Çünkü tabii ki mesela Cromanyon'dan şimdiye kadar nasıl bir saatte konuşacağız? Impossible. But we can try. Şimdi çok teknik bir şey yapmak istemedim çünkü müziğin dili armoni ama konuşmayacağız. Armoni. Okay, o zaman diyelim ki if you let me from the very beginning I suppose music was with people because music is something I don't know. I suppose it's something more or less natural for us, for animals, even for plants. They don't play, they don't sing, but they appreciate music like animals. So we tried everything. But we have some books, old books. For example, in India, Hindustan, in the 12th century, bin sene önce gibi bir adam bir kitap yazdı about rhythms, classic rhythms and forms in Indian music. Extremely complex and extremely rich in any point of view. So it's not new. Music is also they say they found from Mısır firavunlardan kalan ya da eski Yunanistan'dan falan nota buldular, bir flüt buldular. Sonra çalıyorlar ve çok sıkıcı bir şey yapıyorlar. Bu imkansız. Yani firavun nasıl böyle dayanacak böyle bir şey? Olmaz. Kesinlikle müzik çok iyiydi ve zor ve kompleks. Ama ne kaldı? Minik şeyler kaldı. O da biz böyle yazıyoruz ve ya okuyoruz, böyle gibi çalıyoruz. Ne yapabiliriz? So the written thing and the real music is not exactly the same, but it helps for, I don't know, it helps. Happily, Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, etc., they wrote their music. So, if we take these books written in Orient, explaining extremely complex form from music from Japan or Hindustan, Chinese music, and from all this Oriental music comes until Turkey, and all this classic, so-called classic Turkish music comes from Orient, more rich music and older, etc., etc. So müzik devam ediyor sonsuz böyle. Sanırım, inşallah. Because the so-called music, for music, we were needing dance, lyrics for saying something, and some sounds in a certain pitch and rhythm. This was music. A great Brazilian musician, Hermeto Pascoal, had a very nice definition of music. He says, music, they asked him, they said, the daughter of music is melody, the mother of music is harmony, and the father is the rhythm. If you have these three elements, you have music. Considering music like I like music. But of course, music can be without lyrics, can be just instrumental. If it is instrumental, can be sophisticated in extremes that not everybody can follow with pleasure. Because, for example, I have a friend, a great musician, composer and everything, and he spent 1 year listening only Schoenberg's string quartets. It is something I cannot stand more than 5 minutes, 8 minutes, and then 10 years afterwards I can lean it 5 minutes more. He spent 1 year having pleasure, of course, but pleasure of understanding mostly. But when we play, we must try to find equilibrium between enjoying playing, and also people must try to enjoy the thing we are playing, I suppose. We must try to play for people, not for ourselves. But in order to please first, we must like the thing we do, and if we like, probably people also like. So it's not easy. In Africa, for example, it's not conceived music without dance and without voice. Instrumental music is extremely modern thing, very, very modern. And I can see now that in the jazz festivals, there are mostly not instruments, only singers. So jazz festival'i diyorlar ama müzisyenler eşlik ediyor. Solist, şarkıcı ve müzisyen değil. O söylüyor, sonra müzisyenler çalıyor. This is okay. This is okay. At least there are musicians playing behind. Because the new tendencies of music is just reducing to something like rhythm, if we can call a rhythm something absolutely monotone and always the same. And there is no more harmony, no more melody. Okay, maybe the future of music is this, but happily I will not see it. Because I think music helps us to be more idiot or more, little bit more clever. Because it experience, and all body take part of the music. If you dance, if you sing, if you share it, if, I don't know, it's social, yeah, it's nice, I think. Okay, so in Africa they have this all together sahnede. There must be singers and musicians and dancers. For them, griot is the name, the griot. Griot is someone who must learn music, no? of course, they have, like in India, casta. If you are not son of griot, you cannot be griot and all this bullshit. They also have this. But if you are griot, you must play the music in your village. Then you must travel around, learning these musics, and then having longer traveling, and learning. And then proving that you learn. This is nice, for example. In Africa, first manifestation of music, pygmeler, they just have a hip, un hilo, una cuerda. Bu kadar. Sonra dolaşıyor, orada kocaman bir bitki var, koca bir yaprak kesiyorlar. Bu yapraklar bir taraftan ip, diğer taraftan ip. Yaprak burada resonans yapıyor. İyi burada. Bing bing gung resonans comes from there. Sonra yaprak yerine bir kavak kullanıyorlar. Sonra ip yerine bir metalik bir şey evolution falan, bir telli, bir tek olan tel saz, yani keman falan. Sonra iki tel, üç tel, evolution. Evet, evolution. This is the word, probably. Because if you play only one sound, it's okay. But if you have two strings, you play always one empty strings, like keman in Karadeniz. One empty strings, another playing same melody. These two sounds make like contrapoint diyoruz in music. Point, nokta demek, contrapoint, contrapunto, another nokta, iki nota. If we have, instead of two, we have three notas, in this sense, in this case, we say more complex developed contrapoint is harmony. Okay, three sounds, you can say the distance between these three different sounds, and finding mathematical proportions and giving a name to it and say this is a scale called major, called minor, minor. And with these scales, then musician plays. For example, now, I don't know, it's saat 5-5.30, gitar alayım, istediğim kadar çalabilirim ben. Ama Hindistan'da olmuyor. 12 saat var günde, 12 kromatik nota var gamda. O zaman hangi gam çalacaksın saate göre. Bu saat 5 oluyor. Saat 5'te ne oluyor? Re, diyez, bilmem ne. Başka gam çalamıyorsun. Fanatik müzik böyle. John McLaughlin, this guitarist with Mahavishnu Orchestra, so it was like this. Musicians were forced to play their solos in the composition according to their zodiac. And trombonju, he was born in, I don't know, Borch is, you must play this scale. Böyle, herkes mutlu yapıyorlar. Tabii, güzel. So, kurallar bulabiliriz her yerde. In Argentinian music, for example, the traditional music, which of course is a mixture of European music coming 5 centuries ago, plus the people who were already living there, the other people who came from Africa with drums, and all this symbiosis, we have our things, our music. But this is why I said this, I forgot. I associated that forgot.
Mahavishnu.
Evet, en ese orquesta de los. Claro. We are. Yeah. I made association with something.
With hours,
I
maybe.
Forgot, with hours, but I forgot. Nice. Başka bir subject.
Gelecek.
Now, diyorum ki in Argentinian music, the most important thing is the form. You should always respect form. Inside, you can play this chord, another chord. Melody, you change the melody. Melody says that you do like it, no problem. But you cannot change the form because the choreography is strict. Belli oldu. Yani 32 bolçuluk ya da you cannot change this. You cannot change the amount of bars. Dance, you must do this, then do that, then the other thing, and finishing to that. So we can change the form. In Turkey, böyle bir şey yok. For example, I mean, in our music we have this with singer, so singer starts singing whenever he wants. Here it's not like this. Singer starts whenever he wants, even between one another can falan. Herkes bekliyor. Gerekirse bir şey dakika bekliyorsun, sonra o başladığı zaman ve bu legal, sorun yok. It is like this. Çünkü mesela beğendiğim, sevdiğim parçalar, müzik, halk müziği, dinlediğim farklı versiyon, hepsi farklı, form farklı. Bizim için bu haram, olmaz. Onlar form hep değişik ama içinde herkes aynı şey çalıyor, unison herkes. Evet, this still, it's a way, a concept. It's very good to have concepts. It's very nice. I think. Because when we learn, then we can change it. If we think that it is necessary to do it. In Europe, for example, the money was always in the church has all, everything, the knowledge, the books, the instruments, everything, church. Okay, so composers, the word composer was in the middle. And worse than composer, the very last one was the musician. Ministril was just, sadece çalıyor sadece. But the biggest, the good one, yani ministril, entered. Sonra compositor, orada, y el músico, perfect. Musiko olan, bu hiçbir şey bilmiyor. He knows the theory and all the associations with old cultures and other things, but not necessarily making this music. Okay. But ortadaki compositores, they are writing because they say, we need for this next month there is celebration of Meryem'in, I don't know, doğum günü bir şey lazım. Religious music. Okay, religious music. Okay, ama lyrics, they put lyrics. From Latin, perfect. Nobody understands? Great. But this music sometimes, it's nice music, composed in Italian, arrived to Spain, the music. But they don't know Italian, so they add lyrics in Spanish. Other people living in Spain, but educated, they know Latin. So one sings in Latin, the other in Spanish, the other in same song. This is polyphony. So in a moment, in Europe, this polyphony means many sounds at the same time. And evolution of polyphony gave many things very nice in music, instrumental music, religious music. Normally based on simpler structures, of course. During 200 years in Europe, mostly they were composing using 2 chords only. Of course, from these 2 chords you make something very big and very nice. And these 2 chords are the chords based from scale. So her nota için, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, bu bir gam. Ama şimdi bu nota, yani do, re, mi, fa, sol yerine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dersem, yani 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yerine 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 yapsam, 1, 3, 5 falan 7. Bu armoni diyoruz. Çünkü diyoruz, do ve mi arasında 1, 2, 3, ama bu üçüncü biraz daha buraya, yani 1, 2, 3 yerine daha küçük aralık yapıyorum. O zaman başka ses geliyor. Bir ses, başka bir ses. Bu armoni denir. Perfect. O zaman bu diyorum, bir dakika ama bu akor güzel buradan yapacağım. Bu güzel buradan yapacağım. Aslında burada sadece bir akor var. Farklı yerlerde zengin bir şey çıkabilir. And they are busy writing millions of music with this. Normally, always with voice. Chords, for example, we say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dönüyorum. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ama bu çok kalabalık. Bunları sadece kullanıyor. 4, 1, 6, 3. Sonra 4, 1, 6, 3. Sonra diyor, bir dakika, 4, 1 yerine 1, 4 yapalım. 6, 3 yerine bilmem. Changing order, but always the same. Same. And they give a name to these harmonic structures. Basemezzo diyorlar. Okay? Binlerce basemezzo var. From 14. yüzyıldan yani antil barok, yani 17'sinde yüzyılına kadar. Harmonic structure. So, for example, majör denir, bu minör denir. Sadece bununla neler yapıyorlar. Her şey minör bir yerde majör. Ya da her şey majör bir yerde minör. Evolution of this was on Basamezzo from Adrien Leroy, French. I can play completely from the beginning. Using the tuning of the guitar in those years. So, konuştuğumuz gibi 6, 5, 6, 3. Böyle. After the slow, because this is a slow tempo, for showing some things you can do over 3 or 2 chords only. But immediately after this, when people started sleeping, they played the dance, something fast for. Okay. So the first one was slow, is in 2 tempos. The first one is in 3 tempos. 1, 2, 1, 2. The other is valse giving. 1, 2, 3. Or opposite. Normally it was like this. 2 and then 3. But of course, this new thing in 3 can change because this 3 we write like this. 2, we write. But in the music, when they say 2 or 3, was important for them because there were more perfect tempos and less perfect tempos. The most perfect tempo is 3, but every beat is divided in 3, so 9. Toplam 9. 3, 3, 3. This is perfect. Çünkü Trinity, I don't know, is Armenian, I don't know, there are 3 important things for them. So 3 ve 3 çok güzel. Sonra daha az good olan is 3 again, but every beat is divided in 2 only. 2, 2, 2. Toplam 6. Fena değil, but the perfect is 9. So 9 they write circle, because circle is symbol of many things in many cultures of this planet. Is perfection, is energy, is God for many religions, etc. Circle. This is 9. I mean 9 parts, 3, 3, 3. When it's not so good, is this 3, 3, 3. You put circle, but you put something inside. You put knocked out, you line. Then instead of circle, you put just half circle. Then just half circle with line, and from there you have all these signs in music for writing the tempo. When in the beginning it's written 3-4, 2-4. In the old scores, now we write with numbers, but old scores no, they were writing with these signs related with this. So after playing a slow piece for showing some fingerings or variation based on some chords, then you play the dance, second part. And this second part, dance, normally in 9, in Europe, they lost this music. Music in 9, they lost, they don't have. I mean Europe. Sorry, I must not say Europe. I say Almanya, France, Italia, Arjantin, Spanya, Portugal, Italia. Orada 9 yapmıyorlar. 6 yapıyorlar, 2 yapıyorlar, 4 yapıyorlar. But here, 9-8'lik çok önemli musika. Here and in Orient in general. And also, in order to add variations and interest, instead of do 9 like 3, 3, 3, they do 3 and then 2, 2, 2, or all the combinations, 2, 3, 2, 2, etc. And with all these rhythmical variations, or you just don't make variations, but 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, the only, but harmony can change in different places. So it means immediately something rich with almost nothing. I will give you an example of this 9, yani 9-8'lik olan, but not Turkish music, but from France, also Adrien Leroy, 15. yüzyıl. Bir Brandl diyorlar bu dans. So we were finishing the slow part. Finishing with major and dance. This is French music from 5 centuries ago. Very short, and using 9. In Italy, they don't have 9, but they have 3 tarantella, 3, 3, listen, different rhythms. But as you see in the harmony, it's very simple, it's 1, 2 chords only.